Not that in my garden.
Smooth.
Doctor Who makeup. Today, as you can tell, I am transforming myself into a weeping angel. This episode I have kind of been planning for the past year. I was a weeping angel last year for Halloween. That's when I made this dress and the wings, but I never got around to filming the tutorial, so that's what I'm going to be doing for you today. There's many different types of weeping angels. I'm going to be recreating not necessarily the one from this episode, but the one from the Time of the Angels, where she looks a little bit more marbly rather than mossy, just because that's how I painted this dress to look. If you want it to look more mossy, add some greens into it, but we're gonna go with a bluey gray look today. And this look is super affordable to kind of recreate. I didn't use a lot of really expensive products, and the dress is from the thrift store and the wings are from the dollar store. Let's get into the tutorial. So this is the finished dress. It looks really cool. It turned into like a stiffer material than what it was. And after I painted the gray coat, I went in and I added a little bit of the black shading just to kind of give it more of a crinkled, statuesque look. So in the bottom sections here, like this one right here is probably the best example. All I did was I crinkled up the material, and then if I can do it, okay, so I kind of like crinkled it up, and then when it came out like all wrinkledy, I quickly put on the paint over top just to give it more of a marbled effect. And at the bottom, I added extra black just so it looked like the bottom was a little bit dirtier than the top was, and I think it looked really cool. The back looks great as well. The arms are quite stiff. I added a lot more of the black detailing to the lace. Looks cool. The bottom is pretty much the same. So let's show you the wings. So these are the wings. This is what they look like. They're not exactly like the ones from the episode, just because I don't have enough time to go and actually make the exact ones, but I wanted something that was inexpensive that looked kind of cool. So what we have here is below it, the main structure is actually like a fairy type wings. And I flipped it inside out, so they have a section right here of material that's silver, so it's inside out, so the silver it will be on my back, and then attached is this awesome tulle that I just hot glued all up and around these seams. What a way to start out this tutorial with me looking like this. So this is the first few steps. You want to start out in clothes that you're okay with getting dirty. You're going to be wearing these pieces underneath your costume. So if you're going out trick-or-treating or going out somewhere that's extremely cold, make sure to wear layers. The next thing that you're going to want to do is put your hair into these weird little straw curls. I followed the Cute Girls hairstyle tutorial. I'll link it down below because if I try to explain it, I will mess it up. Anyway, I have 5 pieces in the front of my hair. The rest of my hair is just tied at the back, and I will deal with that later. You want to start out by doing this first, that way it has time to set and to curl nicely. The next thing that you're going to want to do before you do anything else is set your eyebrows with a glue stick. Once your eyebrows are set, you are going to want to get into the face paint. I have a bunch of these cream makeups that you can pick up at Walmart, at the drugstore, at the Halloween store. They're super inexpensive. In Canada, they were $1 each. Basically what you're going to do is you're going to blend them. Once you have a ton of gray on your face, you're going to want to set it with baby powder. Put mine in a bowl, and I'm going in with a fluffy brush and just dusting it everywhere. You want to make sure it's not patchy, but you really want to make sure that the cream makeup is set. You're going to want to start contouring the face. For this, I'm going to be using a black eyeshadow. This one is from Sally Beauty. I got it many, many years ago. Now that the majority of the shading is done and all the contouring, I'm going to go in and I'm going to be adding the veins and the highlight. For this, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Color Tattoo in 100 Dramatic Black, and then I'm going to go over top of it with a little bit of shadow just to make sure that it's set. For the highlight, you can go in with the white face paint, and I think I am going to do that. The Weeping Angel in this episode doesn't really have any cracks on its face, but they are supposed to be made out of stone and marble, so depending on the type of Weeping Angel you're going to be doing, kind of adjust the makeup accordingly. For the eyes, you want to outline the shape of the eye while your eyes are closed. The Weeping Angel doesn't have eyes and I don't have contacts. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be outlining the eye with liquid eyeliner. So there's going to be 2 lines. I'm going to start with the inner line and then move on to the outer line. I'm going to take my gel eyeliner pencil. This is Essence. I'm just going to line my waterline. Now it is on to the lips. The lips are a little bit darker, so I'm just going to kind of mix it between some of the darker creams that I have here, and then shade it in with the eyeshadow just to make sure that it's set. And this, my friends, is the finished look. My hands are all gray and I put on my wings. Now the wings aren't exact to this costume. They're actually a very cheap version of the wings. If you wanted to, you can make them out of Bristol board and kind of paint them to look decent. But when I made this costume last Halloween, I didn't have a lot of time and a lot of resources to kind of create the wings from scratch. So what I did, I'll show you in like the outro pictures, you will see them. They are fairy wings from the dollar store, and I took a little bit of tulle, draped them over top, and spray painted everything gray. There's still a little bit of sparkle. I turned the wings inside out so that you don't really see the silver part of the backing, and you know what? I made them work. You see the white straps a little bit. You can always paint them gray, but you know what? They work, and I think they look really good. Now it is time for you to see the overall look of the finished Weeping Angel. Are you just about to zoom in?
Yeah.
Did I scare you?